Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. We're going to work off some of that turkey you ate over the weekend. Thank you for all the open micers. I know it takes a lot to get up in front of people and share your stuff, so thank you for sharing. Thank you to Tree Reading Series and all the people who pulled this together. Miigwech. So I'm going to read you a couple of poems, some from my new collection that I'm working on, I'm really excited about, and then some from Wild Rice Dreams. I'm not going to talk too much about who I am because you're going to find out who I am through these poems. Lines. My lifeline is fractured, split as many other paths were chosen, crisscrossing lines deep into my palms, while lighter ones are still deciding if they will stay forever. Dreaming of a fingertip tracing its birth, these lines are from struggling, holding tight fists, all ready to fight because being brown is no easy feat. Always weighing options by listening to instinct, who speaks truth beyond words. So when I unfold my fist like a flower opening to the beams of light, with my palms up to the sun, inspecting each line, lines of my revolution. My shield is love. If you're going to stand up to a world hell-bent on burying your heart with a much contested history laced with inaccuracies, then Nanibwin, Mishkogabwion, stand up, stand strong, hold your shield high, and let it be known that this stance you've taken comes from Zagidawin, love. I really like having fun writing as much as every other writer does. It's so much fun to just play with the words and everything. This is one of my first times I had fun writing a poem. In downtown Toronto, Delia tracks her copper-toned body down Dundas to an alley off Spadina, where a dumpster diver offers her rice wine and moldy pizza, the way a priest offers Holy Eucharist, except this prayer slips between a broken tooth and a heavy bottom lip. Stagats, Delia shakes her head. Maybe some other time I'll break bread with you and drink your holy blood. Delia scans a poster ad, National Aboriginal Day. Or was it Father's Recognition Day? No, I think it was Summer Solstice Feast down at the local Skins hangout, but that doesn't really matter to Delia. After all, a feast is a feast, and free food is good food. Fry bread, venison, and Three Sister soup guide her on this vision quest through the sizzling Toronto smog, or a first-time sweat at Dreamer's Rock. Only all my relations don't work, and the humidity blankets you in sweat, and each drop falls and steams on the sidewalk. A sweaty, slightly brown stag reaches for Delia's hand in her Cree way. Not even. It's hotter than a bowl of sex, and I am ass deep in venison already. All Nietzsche's exclaim in unison, and Delia goes breast first into his skinny arms. Dusk settles in for a nightcap, while Delia and her new/used buck walk away, hands in each other's back pockets, and the door of the Sweat Lodge in downtown Toronto swings shut for the night. Hockey night in Canada. Last night, the Queen dropped the puck at the GM place, where the right price gets you a nosebleed seat, while you scrounge for a parking space along the border of the downtown east side. Last night, the Queen dropped the puck at the center ice, taking pointers from her escorts, hockey coaches, captains, goalies, and even me, who favors no team. Last night, the queen dropped the puck right in front of beer guzzling, peanut popping, popcorn chucking, pot-bellied, and war-painted faces. As the queen dropped the puck, dragon chasers nod under a star-crested night in Andy Livingston Park. A tribe treks back to the Georgia Viaduct, cut-out cardboard condos. A brother is holed up in a corner, trying real hard to not think about the next fix as the queen dropped the puck at GM Place. That really happened. If you remember. Anybody remember?
Where's GM Place?
Oh, in Vancouver. That was October 3rd, 1999, I think. Okay. This next poem I wrote for all the women from the Indigenous communities who are missing or murdered. If you haven't had a chance to go check out Walking with Our Sisters, it's an amazing exhibit. I see everybody kind of nodding their head, so it's a beautiful exhibit. It's really honoring and showing the love that we have for the women who are missing from our lives. It's at Carleton University Art Gallery. It's till the 16th, so you could go check it out. Mist wakes before the sun stretches from the tree-lined horizon. A crescent moon hangs in the sky, and the stars are faint winks. Mist gathers along wild rice shores, and here you wait. Your hand glides along tips of tall grasses, caressing each strand as if it were hair. Dew drops in shallow puddles, chimes, ripples. It is in this time, space would be more accurate, where you are alive with breath. Here you are, sister, daughter, mother, auntie, and grandmother, becoming one as sun breaks the horizon. All is not lost. There is balance hidden here, the truth between light and day. In the golden light blinking on the horizon, this place where shadows live is frozen. The edges blur, reality slips away. You tell me where dreams are kept, in the seed not yet cracked as it waits. For memory to break, waiting for the earth, returning to a place where images fracture into blank space. That's how it is with dreams, you whisper. Let the seed grow deep into the soul of our mother, where roots braid into creation, gather strength from ancestors. Memory breaks the surface, reaching for the sky, for the wind. Is freedom under wings of flight? Is this why eagles soar? Dew forms where you once stood and will stand again before the sun rises and the moon sets. This is your place. How's everybody doing? Good? Okay, good. Okay. Indigenous love. It's a kind of love that sees no boundaries. It's a kind of love that survives without a constitution or a Bill of Rights. Indigenous love can overcome all the crap that clouds our eyes, hearts, and minds. All is forgiven because Indigenous love is free. I've heard that you're only cousins till midnight, followed by a laugh with a head thrown back, a laugh floating across the land because you know there just might be some cousins loving each other right at this moment. The kind of Indigenous love that I love is when skin attracts skin, an intermingling of skins, an intertribal dance where all nations come on out. Everyone loving the beats that gets right down into your feet, right down into your soul, bodies resonating with every beat, and you just gotta dance. Then comes the whispers, the planning, the scheming, and you know, some skins are heading right on down to the local tap, where another kind of Indigenous love goes on, and it's all good. It's all indigenous. As long as you remember the glove, the rub, or the condom, they're free down at any friendship center, and your inherent right. Protect your peace. Protect the one you're with, especially if you're getting some love for just one night. Because we all know how small our community really is and how fast it's growing. Our numbers are growing at a rate 10 times the national figure. Boy, do we know how to love. Indigenous love is spreading at a rate we can't keep up with. Indigenous love is spreading at a rate we gotta keep up with. What kid wants to be brought into this world a mistake, end up being the reason of a lifetime of resentment, of could've, should've, would've, end up with just one parent while the other seeks out more Indigenous love. Our love has to be real, be more than just one night. Encode it into wampum, into the next millennium, beyond 7 generations. Because some of that Indigenous love can get you in the next lineup down at the walk-in clinic. Get you some antibiotics, a cure for that burn. Wear that rubber. Warriors, get on up. Or what about the female condom? It's larger than life, for real. Protect your peace, your future. Protect the one you're with. Because sometimes there is no cure for a disease that stays a shadow and never fades away. Indigenous love is something special. It's beyond the intimacy between two people. It's between mothers, fathers, newborns, sisters, brothers, friends, and many, 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 many cousins. Grandmas, grandpas, aunties, uncles, even all those in the Indigenous way. Indigenous love is so sublime, reaching back in time, across the star-blanket sky where ancestors chased the dancing lights. Moccasin shuffle, stomp, and smoke lifts to the Milky Way. Indigenous love keeps us all strong, like sitting around the drum, dancing fancy, pushing out new life, taking first steps. Love keeps us all strong. Live every day and rise with the sun. Celebrate the seasons, be the one you were meant to be, and claim it. Thank you. That changed a lot since when I first done it. Okay. Does anybody like digging into the earth with your hands? Okay, good. This is for you. Wishing upon stars and digging into the earth. There was a forest in the back of our Métis log house, where I stayed for hours digging in the black earth until it was under every fingernail. I inhaled the wet, musty fragrance, remembering the smell of the pine tree roots, waiting for a truth to surface each day. I returned daily and dug into the earth. Nothing changed, and no matter how much I wished upon falling stars, I may never get what I want. Although change is constant. This I would eventually learn as winters passed and stacked up, one on top of each other, reaching for the sky above. From this vantage point, I can now see that wishing on a star is more like imagining an alternate universe that I can get lost in. So when I return to reality, it seems that change never occurs. Or it might seem that the world has indeed moved on, with or without me. If I were to go back into the forest and dig my fingers into the black earth, releasing all those secret wishes on butterfly wings, would it be like going back in time? Would it alter the present? Would I forever change the space-time continuum? Perhaps instead of digging holes in the earth and having secret wishes, I should let instinct be the guide and trust. Okay. I have 3 more poems to go through. I was going through the forest one time, digging holes, And I found this old, I don't know where I misplaced it. It was an old tin from a tobacco tin. Do you remember those? And they used to have a little Indian on it and said Red Man. Okay. Lost tobacco tin. It was an ordinary day. Everything was the way it should be. Jesus was right there, high in the sky, owning all the majestic blue space around, laughing at the idea of gravity as his round body hovered in the air. Traveling the bike path along Wabegijig, working up a good pace when something shiny catches my one raven's eye. Forcing a quick and awkward U-turn, I have to search for Aujonia hidden under a patch of clover. My raven's eye pulls focus and alters this once ordinary day. This one has an image on it. It's so cliche that I snatched it up. That tobacco tin, holding it up towards the farthest parts of the sky, reaching past the troposphere, further past the stratosphere, beyond the mesosphere, thermosphere, and the exosphere, until there is no more fear to get past. I am touching the Milky Way, feeling like the luckiest niche around to score some lost vintage artifact. In fact, it's like I am some kind of niche archaeologist, uncovering a long lost piece of the puzzle of who I really am. Scrutinizing it further, tracing a finger around the rim, wondering, what is the Sema tin doing here? There is a heaviness with this pondering, feeling like the saddest quay around, realizing that this tobacco tin yearns. It dreams of a gathering of little Sema ties, carrying many prayers stitched together in lines along clan and family colors of ribbon. These once simple Sema tins transform into swaying jingles. In a midsummer breeze, clinking together during a sidestep slide. As beaded moccasin nun connect with medicine, the strength from the earth. My emotions resonate from the beat within. As my heart tunes into the healing songs, feeling like the craziest abe around as I can hear chiming jingles lifting from this lost tobacco tin. I wipe off the black earth caked around the edges and polish it against my elbow of the sweater. I place it inside my pocket close to Naode, feeling like the one niche who believes in chance and possibilities. I should have explained it before, but the tobacco tins, our people are very resourceful. So if you give them something, they'll turn it into something beautiful and amazing. They turn the tobacco tins into cones, which are jingles that are placed on a healing dress. So, yeah, give you a little bit more context after the fact. Okay, long-standing spirits. Back when the lake was high, way, way, way back, when the waters began to recede, it lapped along the rocks with determination and ease. Water found a hole, filling herself up in it till she was all cozy with splashes, swirls, flows, her body etched away at rock. This is persistence. As water retreated further down the land, leaving markers on rock formations, trees began to grow. Plants shot up from the earth. Berries claimed the open areas surrounded by white pines and water. She left a gift for the rocks. Those long-standing spirits, those keepers of knowledge, a history encoded to always remember. She was there once, long, long, long ago when water filled the land. So I gotta dab my... Thanks, everyone. This is my last poem. This is all for the transit riders out there. Anybody? Anybody? Nobody rides transit? Okay, good. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for participating. I promise no more participation. after this. Transit stories. On the bus, and again, it's packed. Bus riders holding coffee cups. Backhanding seated riders with 40-pound backpacks. Careful not to spill a drop. Cups come with a caution label. Liability license covers all. Standing riders bottlenecked at the front, while the back remains empty. Each body so close you can smell every coffee on the breath, I suppose, or the plaque build-up from a mouth breather who stands behind you. I protest. Imagine a full-out campaign. Morning breath must be declared an act of chemical warfare. Times like this, I wish I had a mask. The kind you see the RCMP wear to a blockade. Or the kind that Walter uses to cook meth on Breaking Bad. It's quiet. No one is talking. Most are reading the free newspapers that will most likely be discarded, scattered on the floors or stuffed between seats before this morning rush is over. It's awkward sitting on the side seats as someone stands in front of you holding onto the pole, whose role it is to be supportive. Not the person sitting right there. Their crotch rubs against someone's knee once. Oh, it's okay. I'm sure it was an accident. And then a second time as the bus lurches. Hell, accidents and deaths always come in threes. I close my eyes. Pretend I'm catching up on some much-needed sleep. Pretend I'm meditating. I'm floating on a lake that reflects the puffy white clouds. There's a slight wind that carries sweetgrass and a gentle drum beats in the distance. I can almost hear an eagle whistle. A voice announces the next stop in both official languages. I open my eyes. As we near the downtown core, bus riders shuffle to the exits. It's all business as usual. All the seats are cleared up everywhere, but not the one next to me. There's a person still sitting. There's only me and them, and yet they continue to sit next to me. They don't move. I'm not sure why they don't get up and make themselves more comfortable in the seat in front or in the back or on the side. There's so many seats to choose from. Maybe they think it would be rude if they sit somewhere else besides next to me. Maybe they think, well, they will hurt my feelings. Or maybe they've got something to prove, like, hey, look at me, I'm not racist, sexist, ageist, homophobic. Or maybe it's just that I'm a nice Canadian saying sorry for fill in the blank. Although I like to pretend we've become best friends during our transit to work. We're afraid to let go of each other. Buddies till the bitter end. I won't leave you if you don't leave me. It's like we're in elementary school again. I want to whisper my darkest secrets to them at this time. I make up a history of our lifelong friendship. How we met at the school ground and fought all the bullies in the yard. How we went to the same university in the same alpha mata, graduating in the same year with the same GPA. How we were pregnant at the same time, our kids are best friends, celebrating each birthday together since birth. How we go on vacations, our cottages are side by side on the same lake in a nice northern Quebec village. Until the animated voice announces the next stop. It's my time to part, and all of a sudden I'm having a sense of loss. Will I ever see this person again? Maybe I should hug them or something. It's just weird because we are the only ones left on the bus. I get up from the seat smiling, but it's all awkward, nodding my head and saying, I'm gonna miss you. I shrug my shoulders, adding, take care of yourself, cousin. Bama P. Thank you again, Tree Reading Series. Thank you for all coming in.